Hello, everyone. Welcome to our next installment of 4 Questions with COAACC. My name is Anthony McIntosh. I'll be your host today. I am Vice President and Board Member of COAACC. And for my day job, I am President and COO of a company by the name of Uprise. Today, we're going to be joined by one of our members and strong partners, First Merchants Bank. And representing First Merchant, we have Scott McKee and Robin Scott. And we're going to get started by allowing them to introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about their title, their roles, and we'll get this party started. Robin, we'll start with you. Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Well, thank you very much. As stated, my name is Robin Scott, and I'm an AVP and Banking Center Manager for First Merchants. And I am opening a new branch in the Northland area. We'll be opening this spring 2022.
Thank you, Scott.
My name is Scott McKee. Hello, Anthony. My name is Scott McKee. I'm the Director of Corporate Social Responsibility for First Merchants, and so that which includes Columbus, Ohio. And so within Corporate Social Responsibility, we have Community Home Lending and our CRA department, as well as soon to be the Small Business Unit as well.
Well,
thanks for having us.
We welcome you, appreciate it. And what we're going to do just to get started is, Scott, I know we've had some conversations over the past about different D&I initiatives that are happening with First Merchants. And what I would like to do is, and Robin, you chime in as well, but the two of you just talk a little bit about what First Merchants, what you're doing differently as it relates to improving equity and inclusion efforts for Black-owned businesses.
Well, you know, interestingly and sadly, really, I mean, it's one of the things we've been told we're doing differently is listening. And, you know, you would think that would be kind of a common practice, but apparently it's not, because we just keep hearing that resounding refrain over and over throughout the communities that we're serving. And so we're engaging the communities and with a specific emphasis on minority communities in terms of what the needs are. And we're asking the questions of, you know, what are the obstacles that you have to, whether it's in banking or the community vitality as a whole, and how can we be a partner with helping resolve some of those obstacles. So it's whether if it's a new banking center or the products that we offer, or, you know, I know you and I've met when we met with COAACC in particular about, hey, we want to expand the diversity of our vendors, and so we wanted to meet with some of the members of COAACC to talk about how we might be able to do that. So we call it leading with our ears, and you know what? It's a message that's been really well received. We opened a banking center, and the message was, hey, we're not coming here with this preconceived notion of what's needed. We're putting a building up, yes, but we're also we want to know what the needs are and how we can partner together so that we can all be successful in this venture.
Thank you. Robin, you got any other thoughts to add?
Sure. Actually, everything Scott said is true, but also, like with the new banking center that we're opening here in Columbus in the Northland area, specifically, I'm going out and meeting with business owners that are in the community, and like Scott said, listening, asking them what they need and what products and services would be best suited for businesses like theirs, so that I can bring back that information to First Merchants, to the powers that be, and then we can then find and develop products that will meet the needs of, you know, the communities that we serve.
Okay, so speaking of the new banking center that you're putting in place and that's going up, and as you think about that and you think about some of the products and services that you're putting in place, what can you tell to that Black-owned business company in terms of how to do business with you, right? So you're opening up new centers, but just in general, not just about the new center, but just in general, how should they think about doing business with First Merchants?
first and foremost, it starts off with relationship building. So we want to be partners with them. I don't want you to just come in and I'm not looking at you just for what I can do. Excuse me, not what you can do for me as the banking center manager, but definitely what any of our branches can do for the customer. So that's what first it's going to be about. It's going to be about relationship building. And then once that relationship is built, then going and it's a consultative approach. It's not a one size fits all. So what's going to work for company A is not going to work for company B. So we're going to build something specifically for you, your business, how you're looking to grow, and your needs. So it's really about relationship building.
It really is, and it's kind of a lead in from your prior question as well. So the Northland Banking Center on Morse Road we chose that area because of its diverse population as for one reason, and the predominant reason. And we know that one of the challenges for minority-owned businesses is access to capital, and so having access to a banker and specifically a community banker, we feel is super important. And so while we're putting the banking center where we believe it's accessible and needed, we're also following that up with, the listening sessions, the product development, and the manner in which we engage the communities in order for us to all be successful together. Right now, we're putting together a specific small business lending unit that will fall within the department, that corporate social responsibility area, that really is focused on minority-owned businesses as well as businesses with revenue under, call it $3 million, and hoping to kind of expand on those community engagement efforts so we can support small business. We know we've got a lot of excitement around the Morse Road area, and it's getting a lot of attention. We believe there's a great future there. We want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I appreciate the fact that the two of you talk about access, because from COAACC, access is one of the things that we want to make sure that we provide to our members, the access to capital, as well as to the point that you said, Robin, relationship, right? You having those relationships with the access makes it extremely important in how you move and grow your business moving forward. The last question, and tying all these different pieces together, and the two of you have talked about different elements of it, but when we start thinking about success for 2022, right, and what Black-owned businesses should be doing or thinking about, what is a tip that you can provide to one of these organizations in terms of how to help them become more successful moving forward in 2022?
Okay, I'll take the lead on this one, Scott. Number one is many of them don't have a business plan. You have to have a business plan. You have a roadmap to where you want to go so that I can help you get there. That's first and foremost. And then what I'm seeing with a lot of these smaller businesses, they haven't started building any business credit. They need to do that. And so I can teach them with different things. They don't know about getting a DUNS number. Of any of the small businesses, Black-owned businesses or minority-owned businesses in particular, they go out, they say, okay, I need to get an LLC, I need to get an EIN number, and I'm in business. And it really takes more than that to run a business. So yeah, I would say the first thing is you got to have a good business plan, and you need to know how to start building business credit.
So can you just expand a little bit on that business credit, just to give people an idea of where to start, right? So we talk about it, but just expand. I know I'm going a little bit outside the box for a second, but you said that, and I just want people to be clear on what does that actually mean?
So there's personal guarantee credit, and then there's the business credit. So sometimes it might be something as small as starting with the net 30 companies, starting off small like that, so that you can show, just like with your personal credit, that you have, you're financially responsible, and then move on to those bigger and better deals that you can get. I know you're going to need some type of credit line, some business credit line to keep your business operating, be it for products, goods, and equipment, things like that, payroll or what have you. But you got to start off small sometimes and building that business credit. And those, like I said, maybe with a net 30 or something like that type business, But first and foremost, they can just give me a call and I can sit down and do a one-on-one with them and help them get that started.
All right, thanks, Robin. Scott?
Yeah, so I've had some pretty extensive conversations about this topic with a friend of mine who happens to be an African-American commercial banker, and his perspective he shared with me, and I happen to agree with it, is that probably the biggest need is kind of building that network, and so the network of people. The challenge for a minority-owned business person is that the network may be smaller. Because of the fewer connectivity that may be with minority accountants, for example, or lawyers and other business professionals in the same arena. And it's really been, and bankers, quite honestly. And so as I think about, what can we do, I think we need to support organizations like COAACC, that provide that connectivity point. I think COAACC is a great place for those networks to be built from those business owners. And I just continue to kind of go through my mind in terms of how can we bring a solution? And I'd love to hear thoughts from your membership in terms of how can First Merchants Bank provide the means to help build that network out? Because I know we experience, with COVID, that minority-owned businesses, unfortunately, were disproportionately impacted by COVID. Most recessions disproportionately impacted by most recessions and setbacks that happen there. We have to find a way to provide a means to bolster those businesses in those times. And I think the network connectivity could really help be the answer to that. And again, the banker. So you've got one right here with Robin and myself as well. So we look forward to helping be part of the solution.
Well, I really appreciate the two of you taking the time to just have this quick, short conversation with me, as well as providing some insight to our organization, to our members. I think it's important for everyone to remember that one of the key words that the two of you kept talking about was relationship, right? And networking, right? Without those two things, it's extremely more difficult to build your business. So I appreciate the two of you talking about that. I want to thank you both, Robin and Scott, for being my guest today, as well as just thanking First Merchants Bank for just being our partner of the future. So thank you all, and I appreciate you.
Love COAACC, fantastic, and we're happy to support.